All right. And we are live. Welcome to the stream today. So, this week, probably going to be focusing more on the grapple hook that I had started last week, which I'm really not certain if that's even going to end up staying in the final version. It's just a fun thing to experiment with now while I'm, kind of getting the feel for what mechanics I want to be in this game and which ones that I want to scrap out after testing them. Grapple mechanic might get removed, at least if I can't come up with a nice looking way to do it. Because right now the little built-in cable in Unreal Engine does not look that great. I'm going to be honest. Yeah, so all this little stuttering happening right now is, again, not great. If I can fix that stuttering, and if I can get this to make it look like it's actually part of the ball instead of like just originating from the very dead center like it is now, I might keep it. But if I can't really get that look that I want, probably just scrap it. Something I did want to experiment with was creating a material that utilizes what I've learned to call a mesh distance field. I believe that's the proper term for it. And there was a developer on YouTube that I was watching videos of that I think was kind of going in that same direction. Yeah, here it is. Prismatica Dev was who I was looking at in order to kind of give guidance on how these mesh distance field materials would work.
Excuse me.
Yeah, here we go.
Excuse me. Here you go. Hello and welcome back to 5 Minute Materials, the show where we demystify every node in the Unreal Engine material graph. Today,
so this guy here
to look at distance fields.
Is
what is
the guy I was watching
field?
to learn more about mesh distance fields, because I think that might be the solution to getting the grapple hook to look like it's actually part of the ball rather than just a separate object entirely, which it might not be a great way to do it, but I do want to experiment with it and maybe use it as a way to get the slime ball to look a little more slimy than it already is, because I'm using a rig to make it slimy. But if I could increase that appearance of slime with the material as well, that'd be nice. Hey, Bacon Guy. How's it going, man?
Here where it says show, we can hit that. We're going to go to visualize and we're going to click on mesh distance fields. So now what we have here.
Where did he just click that?
We're going to go to
show.
Visualize and we're going to click on mesh distance field.
That's still in Unreal? Doesn't look like it is. It's probably somewhere else. Maybe here? A little eyeball? Maybe if I type it. Mesh distance fields. Yeah, so obviously nothing is currently going to show because there's no mesh distance fields. Maybe I'm blind. I don't see it like here. It'd be nice if it could sit here in this little common show flag section. We'll turn that off.
So now what we have here looks kind of spooky. What we are looking at are some raycasts that are done offline, and they basically say how close are we to a surface. So if we were to grab this windmill and we'll just chuck it way up in the sky, little darling, this is just a visual representation of, where the distance fields are and how accurate they are to the mesh. So what can these actually be used for? Today we're going to be talking about how materials can interact with distance fields. So let's just go ahead and grab a cube. Fantastic. And we're going to create a new material. We're going to pop that material onto the cube, and we're going to open up this material. I'm going to put its base color to 0 for now, and also its specular down to 0. We now have a black cube. Fantastic. The node we're going to be looking at is called distance to nearest surface. You don't...
All right, so I want to experiment with a separate material for the little grapple hook, just to see if, you know, that makes any difference in the believability of what it looks like to have the grapple hook be in close proximity to whatever it's attached to and to the ball here, or the slime, I should say. Not really just a ball anymore. He's got a whole new persona. All right, so I think I want an instance, right? Yeah. No, I want a whole new material, actually. Basically should just duplicate it. Okay. Can't delete it. Maybe I have to save first. You can't delete an instance. I can't delete that either. Or that. Why can't I delete anything? Oh, it's because this is running. That's why. One day I'll remember to stop the play window when I need to make changes. So let's duplicate that. Slime grapple. All right, so that was what material? Distance to nearest surface. Okay, wait, that plugs into, let's see where it plugs into first.
Into it, although depending on what you're doing,
oh, you don't have to plug anything into it.
Position excluding material offsets. But if we were to just plug this into the base color, then you can see nothing useful is coming out of this, right? And the reason this is happening is because this cube itself is emitting a distance field. So any material that is using distance fields in its shader calculation, more often than not, you don't want it to be emitting a distance field. So let's go into here. We're going to go Effect, Distance Field, Lighting, untick that, and now our cube is completely white. Now, the reason this cube is completely white is because it is more than 1 centimeter away from a distance field. So what we're going to do is this distance near a surface, we're going to divide it by a number. So this means that the gradient from black to white is going to be as large as whatever we divide it by. We want the gradient from black to white to be 100 units big instead of being a single unit big. And now as we move this down, you can see that the color changes from black, being it's 0 units away from a distance field, to white, meaning it is 100 or more units away from a distance field. So more often than not, what you're going to want to do with this is to saturate it and 1-. So now our cube is black by default, and it becomes white as it approaches a distance field. So your imagination is probably racing at this point, thinking, okay, well, what can I possibly use this for?
Is that RuneScape he's just got opened in the corner down here? I'm pretty sure that's RuneScape, right? Probably just like part of the stream he's doing.
Well, what do we usually use a black and white mask for, you may ask? A lerp. Let's go to alert, and we're going to put this mask into the alpha, and we can just, use 2 colors or something. And yeah, this is doing exactly what we'd expect it to do. It's lerping between green and purple using the distance field, UP. So this is still pretty useless, arguably. So what if we were to do something like add time, then put it through a sine wave, and then put that into the base color? Okay, well now we have this sort of radiating effect coming from a distance field. To prevent this part here from flashing white, we can just multiply the result from the sine wave by the initial mask. And so that's going to say, okay, do this radiating effect, except the bit that was usually black, we're going to keep it black. So now we have this. If we wanted to make more bands, we could multiply before the sign. So if we say multiply by 5, then there's going to be 5 bands. And if we wanted to slow it down, we could say divide time by, let's just say 3. So this will be 3 times slower now. So when I look at this, first thing I think of is ripples in water. Imagine that this pier is our landscape, and we have these ripples, doing their thing. I actually use this already. in my water shader. If we were to exaggerate this effect by going into the material instance and turning the refraction of the ripples up, then you can see very clearly that we're using distance fields to create ripples in the water from the shore. So, we can move this anywhere. So we could take this water plane, we could put it over this bridge, and wherever the bridge intersects with the water, it's going to create ripples. You can actually see in my river material, I create turbulence around distance fields and also create foam. And I also do some stuff so that things behind the flow of water build up, and then in front of the water, it dips down a bit. Another really wacky thing we could do is use this gradient to kind of displace this mesh. So if we were to say...
That's what I want.
Of like 50,
want some displacement.
If we were to get the vertex normal world space of this mesh, and we'll mask it in the R and G, so it isn't the up and down normal. And then what we could do is multiply... it by a number,
okay,
and then multiply it by the result here. So you might be able to guess what this is going to do. Essentially what we've created now is like a blob, right? So as it as it comes down to the ground, it just...
Yeah, see, something like that might be useful for the slime itself as well. All right, and the node was distance to nearest surface. Have that like kind of plugged into what's coming out of that. Okay, so all of this beforehand seems to be necessary for any kind of displacement as well. Which again, that ends at the saturate into the 1 minus x.
Do we usually use a black and white mask for, you may ask?
Okay. Let's start with the distance to nearest surface. And into a divide. It was 100? Yeah, divide by 100.
You may ask. Alert.
And saturate into a 1 minus x. Or just 1 minus, I guess is what it's called.
Let's go to alert, and we're going to put this mask into the L. What we could do is multiply it by a number, and then multiply
the vertex normal into a mask, RG, and then multiply. Which mask is that? It just says mask.
Mesh, and we'll mask it in the R and G, so it is, and we'll mask it in
component mask. Okay.
in the R and G, so it isn't the up and down normal. And then what we could do is multiply it by a number, and then multiply it by the result here.
So just multiply it by a random parameter. And that multiplies by this result, right? Yeah. And he's got that going into the base color, it looks like. So I'd have to add that in here somehow. I'm going to start just doing, well, let's see here. Might need another add. Add components. Maybe not. Let's just do an add. See what happens here. Let's add these. This might not work, but that's why we're testing this. That does not work. It's interesting that it has to go into the base color. Like, would that not go into displacement? Maybe let's watch more of the video.
So you might be able to guess what this is going to do. Essentially what we've created now is like a blob, right? So
oh, it just goes into world position offset. Okay, so he's got it going into base color because he's also affecting the base color with the proximity of the... Okay, I see now. So yeah, this goes into world position offset. Let's move this up. Move this up as well. Move these. Delete that. And you really just kind of got to jam stuff in here, huh? Just scoot it around. And there. Probably move all this up a little bit. Plug that over here. Oh. Move that down a little bit. Ain't this a mess we're making? Get rid of that. Apply that. But as far as I can tell, I don't think it's going to work unless there are also distance fields applied to the materials of everything else, right? Maybe not. We'll try it out. Oh, slime ball. Okay. I think this should probably be its own function here. So that's string limits. This is I already have a set constraint limits. This is more like get distance from hook. Okay. So I should probably do this. Let's go ahead and re-expand that. Expand. Put this as like get distance. Oh, and then I can delete that. Like get grapple distance and set constraint limits. Okay, so we'll go to no, that's ain't gonna work. Sorry, girl. You can hang out here. Okay, or you can take a lap. Yeah, she's coming in hot today. You to just chill, okay? Just want to see what this looks like here. It doesn't look any different at all. Yeah, so I think I definitely need some other setup than just the world position offset on the one material.
As it comes down to the ground,
Although the parameter here is set to 50. I don't even think I have the parameter set on that material. I'm sure that's also a part of it. Yeah, it's at 0. Oh. Yeah, it's definitely going to change a little bit. Oh, look at that. That's kind of neat. That's kind of cool. That's definitely looking more like a slime grapple. Oof. Although if it crosses anything, it's going to look a little funky. Yeah. It would have to be like determined based off of the impact point, not just like any time there is geometry nearby. Also just debating if I really even need this grapple hook in the game. It looks nice. It does add an extra layer of complexity to what really is the first game that I'm making. That's part of playing around. Just like learning this stuff.
It just blobs outwards. You know, we can bloop, bloop, bloop.
I wonder if it would look less like a square when it attaches if it had more geometry complexity to the grapple rope itself. Yeah, even if you don't use it, you learn from building it. Yep, I agree. I swear there was like not segments, but like how do I describe it? Because right now I think it's basically just like a square shaped rope being shot out. I could have swore there was a way to like add more geometry to the roundness of it. I know I saw that somewhere. Cable width, maybe? Number of sides. Okay, I think that's it. Yeah. Let's double that. Let's do like 8. Oh yeah, that's looking much more. Yeah, that looks nicer for sure. I'm also debating maybe not just having it be like a stationary grapple hook, maybe have it like retract. Like every time you use it, it like retracts you in. That would also kind of like prevent you from getting stuck in one place, because you really only have the one dash per like every time you touch the ground, and you could potentially get stuck midair. So I wonder if some of the jitteriness is not the cable's fault. I wonder if it's the fact that it's like originating from inside my character. It might just be the cable though. Let's do like 12. Might be too much, but I mean, 12 doesn't look too bad. So it does look a little funky when it's like attached to the side of something. Oh, that. Oh, because it's in close proximity to. Yeah, I see what's happening. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Doesn't look great though. It looks much better when you're like grappling to the bottom of something like this. But as soon as like you're grappling like that, yeah, you're just basically shooting a big old tongue out. Oh, that looks goofy. That's funny. I did want to experiment a little bit with adding it to the base slimes material. Do this. I'm going to copy I'll copy this. We're going to go to the base slime, add a little bit of it. I guess I could just change the material here, but I do want them to be different. If I am going to use a grapple, I would like the materials to be different for the slime and for the grapple hook. Wait. Oh, this is... There we go. Okay. I was messing with the wrong one. I was like, I feel like this is the one I was just messing with. Bring that down here. That's a slime. Look at him. Okay. Okay. Maybe this mesh distance field is paying off after all. Might not get used for a grapple hook, but I think it's going to be helpful in making the slime look a little more slimy. But I need to tone it way down. It's a little too intense right now. Let's do like 10. Because he already kind of deforms when he hits the ground. So like I only need, oh. Shadows are all messed up now though. What the heck? Why does he look like that now? Oh, that wasn't even the right one. I was in... That's funny. I'm going to close this out. I don't think I need this open right here. It's just confusing me, clearly. Hey, it looks fine now. Yeah, I don't like what's happening to the shadows here, though. It's weird that even when it's not active, it's still like messing up the shadows on him. Like when it's not actually deforming the mesh, it still looks all wonky. Yeah, and see, now the shadows look fine. It's so weird. Maybe like the distance to near a surface is affecting that. Let's do like 50 on this. Let's crank this up to like 50 as well. I don't know. Just to get a better indicator. Yeah, and it's not going to affect the shadow in any way either because it's not actually changing the model itself. It's only changing like the visual appearance of the vertices. The shadow is still being calculated based on the original model. Deformity wise, like it doesn't look bad. Like maybe like an 80 look better in that situation. Although he doesn't really roll around like a ball anymore. He's just like an amorphous blob attached to the ground. Oh, and he does kind of have a little bit of yeah, that part right there. Where like the blob almost like reaches out to the nearby surface. You see, like magnetically attracted to the surface there. So that's probably not going to work then. Might have to stick with my solution that I've been using. See, but like this doesn't look terrible, even with the shadow being a little wonky. Like this probably looks fine, but not crazy about, yeah, like magnetically getting attached to surfaces and the shadows. Shadows are all messed up. That the emissive color, maybe? Let's see what it looks like without emissive. No, even without emissive, it's still kind of wonky. Put the emissive back on. Yeah, if I could fix this lighting issue and if I could get the it to stop like getting sucked towards the surface like that, it might be viable, but other than that, it may end up just getting trashed as well. Let's do like go 50 again. Yeah, I fear that there's not really going to be a way to fix this because that's really the whole way it's how the logic is driving its deformation is that it, like when it's within a certain distance, it is deforming it. Yeah, and that doesn't look great. Why is the shadow so big? Just had some university students from the Netherlands reach out about an evaluation copy of my vehicle plugin. Decided to just give them all free licenses instead. Nice. Awesome. That was really nice of you. I'm sure they'll be very grateful to learn from a project as intense as, and like in depth as that. So that's awesome, man. Good on you. Oh, I never even tested what it looked like when this was on and then grappled. I did want to see how that affected anything. Oh, it doesn't really affect it at all. Yeah, I'm thinking the grapple might not make it through the testing phase here. It is a neat little idea, but it might be more trouble than it's worth. I'd hang on to the code for it, just like detach it from any logic flow, just in case, see what it looks like. But, or I should say, to see if it becomes useful later. But for now, might just end up scrapping it. Also gonna scrap this whole world position offset logic, I think. What was the other node that he suggested plugging into that? Absolute world position. I wonder what that would affect. Try it and just see what happens when I do that. There's no absolute world position node. Generate a spline. I'm just curious to see what that even does. No, that's too advanced for me. Whoa, whoa, whoa. We do not put pause on the screen. She like jumped up on the screen here. Get rid of that. What is that? What is happening? I don't know what's happening there. Absolute world position is just called world position. Okay. Absolute world position. Look at that. Oh, and then they said plug in only the Z axis. Okay. Let's see what happens here. They really need consistency in the material editor. Yeah, agreed. I wonder if there's anyone saying anything about the messed up lighting. Some weird lighting issues whenever you use the 1x or try to remap the mask value after the saturate node. Oh. So don't use the 1x? I don't think it's going to work at all without the 1x. He looks like he's tiptoeing. Like his little... That's funny. Yeah, the 1x is vital, it seems. Oh yeah, I thinking this ain't really gonna make it into the version that sees the light of day. Also, I don't feel like absolute world position really changed anything. this over here on that side. Hmm. Yeah, I think I'm going to disconnect these for now. Yeah, I'm worried that I'm not really going to have a good way to create a consistent looking grapple that doesn't look like it is a separate mesh. I feel like that's going to be really challenging. Maybe more of a challenge than it's worth even added in. I don't know, maybe I'm just tired right now as well. That could be playing a factor into my decision making, not really wanting to what's the word? Not that I don't want to experiment with it, but I would fear like putting a lot of time into it and then it still not really end up where I want it to. Plus, it seemed like anything I was adjusting in regards to like the world position with the material of the slime as well was also messing up the lighting. I don't know, is that like a lumen thing? Do I have lumen on? Where would that even be? Be like directional light? No. Look up where to even find the lumen settings. I should probably check that as well. Project settings, type shadow maps, make sure you aren't using the beta. I think we might have already turned that off. I think that's what you showed me how to turn off. No, not recent projects. Project settings. Yeah, I think this was it. Not just like a lumen. Oh, dynamic global illumination, lumen. Reflection method, lumen. I'm worried if I turn these off, set them to screen space, it's really gonna throw a wrench into how everything looks. Oh, no, it didn't really change much. I don't really see much of a difference. Did I have to save that? Is that what's... I hit none. Am I crazy or do I not really see a difference? Looks like I might still be on. Yeah, I have it set to none. Is there a post-process overriding it? Maybe. Is there a lumen option here? Lumen, global illumination. Oh, I see the difference. I do see the difference now. On none, screen space, lumen. It does look a lot better with lumen on, doesn't it? Although I can just, I mean, I'm sure that's just part of the material of the cubes here. It tanks performance though. Yeah, that makes sense. It doesn't really make that huge of a difference, to be honest. Like, I'm sure I could probably make the materials of whatever the environment is just brighter, you know, like in whether in the like emissiveness or just like base color. Look at some screenshot differences. Okay. Lumen off, lumen on. It doesn't look that different. Like I can see it's brighter right here in the lumen screenshot. It's got more of like the ambient light. Looks like it's turned up a bit. But could that not be solved by essentially raising the emissiveness of some materials or just like lowering the intensity of shadows? That's a bad example. Okay. Let me look for a better one. They're all like videos. Okay, that doesn't really help here. All blurry. What is this? What am I looking at here? Can't just open an image, a new tab. Like the interior shadows. It's being changed, I guess. Yeah, because you can see like the window lights here, but they're not here. Jim the Dandy back with his poopy pants. Good to see you. It makes a huge difference in shadowed areas. Gotcha. Okay. I see. There's a lot more variance in the shading here than here. The shadowed areas look like they're just one flat level of light or level of brightness. I see. Oh yeah, I see the difference. The big difference. Hmm. I don't know the style you'd go for in your game, but you might not want it. Yeah, I don't think I do. Honestly, I'd probably go for a more stylized look, even like flat coloring or flat shading style of look. So I don't think I need the extra shadow detail inside. Something like this on the right, I would think perfectly would suffice versus this, especially if it's like a massive performance difference. But I don't think I just swear there was another checkbox up here. Am I crazy? That's weird. But I don't think I need it. You know you've made it when you have multiple, or when you have somebody shitting their pants on your screen on multiple occasions. That's funny. Yep. It's truly the mark of success. There he is, Jim the Dandy, shitting his pants. Infinite. I can't tell if that's like an infinity symbol or if that's like a mask. Like you don't want people to know that you're shitting your pants. Either way, you're safe to shit your pants here if you want. I won't tell anyone, except for anyone that sees your chat. Yeah, I don't think I really need Lumen. I think that's probably going to be safe to turn off. It for sure didn't really make much of a difference at all in like the visual quality of the slime. Like he looks pretty much the same as you did. Oh, but I did want to check and see. I might have already checked actually, but I did want to check and see if that affects the shadows when I was doing the offset here. Yeah, it does. I wonder what that is. The ambient occlusion. Just gonna unplug stuff until it stops happening. No. Yeah, the ambient occlusion is vital. Fresnel and the opacity. Although it might be a combination of things. I might not be able to disable it just by unplugging one thing at a time. No, let's do this. I'm gonna unplug literally everything. I guess except ambient occlusion, because that's just already like a little built-in thing here. Even base color. No, still happening. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to get rid of this, to be honest. Okay, this goes into opacity, I believe. Goes into emissive. This goes into base color. Input of a normal map. Wonder what I can do with that. Well, I guess that could probably be used to add like little ripples. Because I think the normal map is like the texture of it. I don't know how to talk today. Apparently, I think it gives it like a little more. Man, words are hard. Apparently, a little more detail and makes it look like it has like imperfections. There we go, imperfections. I feel like it's a way to add like imperfections to the surface of it without actually modeling in those imperfections. I think that's what normals are, if I remember correctly. Like details and such. First, staring too close at my coffee. You over there. Hang out here. Or you can go run around and get your energy out. Hang out there. I wonder what happens if I plug this into the normal as well. Ah, that won't work. What if I plug this into normal? Oh, like flipped the reflection. Oh, whoa. Yeah, that's that is not what we want. No. Probably you got too much energy, girl. Now you're like messing. It's like pawing at lights, and she jumped up on my screen a second ago. So yeah, she's got some energy. She's got to get out first. He abducted the cat. Unfortunately, yeah. She needed a little bit of timeout, I guess. I do want to play around with like something like this though in the normal section. Oh, that's right. Let's get this back over here. I'll put that there. Just like add stuff, mess with stuff until it looks like it makes any sort of sense. No, that's not going to make sense. Yeah, it's definitely not made for the normal input pin. Get rid of those. Let's see. I feel like it would be something similar to like water. Or at least like the same concept as like water surface. See if I can find some examples.
What's up guys, welcome to new Unreal Engine 5 tutorial. Today I am going to show you on how to create a very simple water material. It's going to be a very easy video to follow, so let's get started. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is right click and create a new material. This will just be called m_water, for example. and let's open.
I just want to see what he does with the normal
so
pin.
The first thing that we are going to be changing,
if he does
is the
anything at all.
shading model. So we're gonna go down here and change it to single layer water. Now what we can do is go ahead and add this output, which is the single layer water material output. And now with that, what we can do is hold 3 and then left click, and we can create a new content color. We can double click, and then on the red slider we can just fill up into 100%, and then you just plug that into the absorption coefficients. As light absorption in this material will work like in real life, this is the red color that we want to be absorbed, and etc. Okay, so then what we're going to be doing is hold 1 and then left click, and this will just create a simple parameter. So now what we can do is just plug this as 1 at reflection, then do the same with opacity. Just hold 1 and then left click. In this case, we're going to leave it at 0, put it on opacity, and the same on base color. Hold 1 and then left click, 0, opacity. And as you can see, we already have a bluish material, which will look very cool. So let's go ahead and add it into a world. In my case, I've just, basically showed a bit of the terrain here. So let's just go out and include it into a calculator spread. Shapes, plane, in like 15. And then let's put it down. Here we go. We have this water that we can put here. So let's just go ahead and drag the material, and you can see that we already have a simple water material. But we can do more stuff in order to make it more realistic. Now, what we're going to be adding is some normal maps on the surface, so we have little waves. Okay, so this is very important. You have to add or import the starter content. We're gonna be using some textures from it. So you can just add on here the feature content pack, go into content, add the starter content. So let's go back into our water material, right click and create a texture sample. And now what we're going to do is select it and assign a texture. In this case, it will be water and. So this is sea, water, and normal and. Okay, this is the texture that we want to be moving. What we're going to do is move it in both axes to create a realistic effect. So let's go ahead and copy and paste this node. And now what we can do is get use this panner node. This will go ahead and move it around. So I'm going to go ahead and copy, paste this onto the second one too. And we want to change on here the speed to be at 0.05. So it will move it slowly in the x-axis, and the same but in the y-axis for the other normal map. So 0.05. Great, so now what we can do is blend this two normals into one. We're going to be using this blend angle corrected normals node. We can supply that there, and then finally this can be in normal. And now.
Okay. So like a water texture normal. Texture sample. Water normal. So that was into a blend angle of corrected normals and two panners here. That was into just UV. Okay. And that comes out of the RGB into the blend angle. Okay.
As you can see, we'll go ahead and create some waves. So let's go ahead and apply this, go back into our level, and once it has compiled shader.
Don't really see much of a difference here. Oh yeah, I do. You can see it like kind of rippling along the edge right there. Oh, it's going into world position offset. That's funny. Which might not be a bad solution. Oh, wrong pin. It actually didn't look terrible going into world position offset. So you got that little like rippliness around the edge. It doesn't look bad. But yeah, it definitely needs to be plugged into the right pin, and probably a bit slower than that too. Does it look like that in game? What is with the segments though? That looks awful. I guess it's really only meant for like a plane, so that's not really gonna look that great anyway. Use 0.05. Okay. That makes sense. See, that looks fine. But now as soon as... Yeah, you can still see those segments though. I don't know what that's about. Also, this looks not great. It looks like a something. It definitely is not a slime ball. It looks like some kind of ball, but that does not look like a slime ball. Oh, that's funny. That does not look good at all. But I was kind of interested in the world position offset. It's probably not going to be that noticeable. Oh no, it just like further highlights those segments. I don't know why I'm getting a segment like that. I guess because it's a rig. Yeah, because this looks... Oh. I know why I'm getting segments like that, actually. I know exactly why. Oh, yeah. Yep. What you just said, your sphere's UVs are different than the default sphere. Yeah, because all these all go up to the pin at the top. It's like the default sphere, and I created a segmented, or sorry, a rounded cube. Yeah, so that makes more sense. Yeah, so I think I'm always going to have that issue. Unfortunately. You could change your UVs like that. Really? Okay. To be honest, I have no clue how I would do that. It's probably going to be in Blender, I'd imagine. Just UVs. I don't either, but yes, in Blender. Yeah, that's what it seems like here. Got to unwrap the model. Then you manipulate UV shells or polygon groups in a UV editor using tools to move, rotate, and scale them for optimal texture placement. Okay. Well, with it rolling around like that, like it looks nice from the front. If I was to come over to put that in normal, like it looks nice from the front here, you know, that kind of makes sense. I guess nice is subjective, but it's a ball that's rolling around. So, you know, you're always going to have these little like these areas here that don't look too flattering. These like little buttholes at the top and bottom are not going to be something you want to see as the slime ball rolls around. So honestly, the UVs might not make that big of a difference. I might just need to stick with a solution that's just similar to what I'm already doing. Pedals are a feature. Yes, but this is not that kind of game. It'd probably sell more if it was, but no, it's not that kind of game. What coordinates for? Just want to play with these figures a little bit just to see what happens. There's two do. Hmm. Interesting. Yeah. Okay. Well, that is another experiment that we can go ahead and just trash. Hmm. Oh, I still have the grapple like on. Well, I think the grapple experiment might be concluded for now. As for what is going to be done next, I don't know. I got no idea. Level design. Yeah, I think you're right. I think level design is the next logical step. Okay, so let's get out of this test level here. Let's see. What is a good, like, tutorial level? Because I don't know if I really want... Okay, so well, now I have to decide if I want floating platforms like this, or if I want, like, pillared platforms, like stuff that, like, comes out of the ground. I'm not entirely sure. I'm thinking probably go with like a pillared platform design. So that way you're just not like falling forever. Because I do want to avoid this little situation where the face kind of fully separates from the mesh here, which I feel like is always going to be a thing with the way that the physics material like lags behind the mesh there. It'd make more sense to like put it in water to get like maybe like a water shader along the outside here. I wonder how that'd look. I think there's like I think there is just like a default water material, is there not? No engine content. Oh, maybe not. Okay. I thought there was a water material already here. Which there probably isn't. And probably the reason why that guy even showed how to make like a water material to begin with. Unreal has a water plugin. Okay, so I probably have to enable that then. Be project settings. Oh wait, no, that's plugins. Plugins. Water. Buoyancy. Lots of people make their own though. That makes sense. Water advanced, water extras. We don't want to, I definitely don't want to simulate water. Although a little like buoyancy feature would be interesting. Maybe not have the slime sink, but like make him look a little like buoyant when he's in the water. Probably still lose the level, but it's something neat to look at. Must restart Unreal. Okay, well, let's go ahead and save all. Is there more to read on that plugin? Oh no, that's just a link to Epic. To the Epic store as well for some reason, which is weird. It's not to like anything to do with Unreal Engine. Clicking this link just brings you straight to like the Epic Games store. Yeah, I figured there'd be some type of like documentation on it. Unreal 5 water documentation. Oh, you got it right there. Beautiful. Thank you. I appreciate it. Okay. Okay, that is enabled and restarted. Additional water plugin content. Okay, show engine content is on. Oh, show plugin content as well. Plugin content. Okay. Okay. Engine. Plugins. Excuse me. Man, look at all this stuff. TEDs. We got TED Talks in here. You're welcome, TED Score. I just thought TED Score was thanking me for coming to his TED Talk. Water content, okay. Oh, there's a whole bunch of other pages as well. In this folder, there are example maps and contents to try on your own, such as caustics, generation, fluid simulation, physics simulation, buoyancy blueprints. All you care about is probably the water body actors. Okay. Probably under blueprints. Oh, that's a buoyancy example. Okay, let's go back to water. Materials. Water surface. Okay. Just need like a big old plane. Oh wait, I'm on the main menu. In the docks. I mean, a water body actors. Okay. I see what you're saying. Types of water bodies. There are several types of water body actors to choose from. Water bodies for ocean, lakes, and rivers. These are all defined using splines that store data about their type. Oh, okay. A custom type. This also has a spline for querying data, but you define the shape with a static mesh. An island, this is used to raise landscape terrain within a defined spline area, and an exclusion volume. You can use this to create underwater zones where gameplay can act as if it was not underwater. Okay. To add a water body actor to your level, go to the Place Actors panel and select the water body actor. Okay. Okay, just type it, I guess. water body. Ocean? Try ocean. Oh. Whoa. Oh, I see. This is a, okay. I see what's happening here. Like a little spline that it, yeah, okay. Okay, so I don't want that though. So in that case, I'll just probably delete it. Maybe set it to like 0. Wonder if there's like a just set to 0 option. This is Fortnite water. Well, you're right. It is Fortnite water, huh? It does look like the water in Fortnite. Okay. Which I'm not opposed to. Like the Fortnite water doesn't look bad. Like, I wonder what the point of this is here. My first thought would be to like make an island or something, but I'm not sure why I would need to like cut it out like this. You'd think you just put the island in the water. What happens if I delete the water zone? No. So just... Okay, no, the water body ocean. I feel like the water zone is what's causing this little spline to be. Okay, so I can just delete this spline. Maybe? No? Just delete the nodes. Oh, no. You cannot delete nodes. Because sometimes you want to go underground on your island. That makes sense. Okay, so yeah. So okay, that makes a lot of sense. Lets you go underground without it looking like water under that surface. Okay. Also, you don't want to render stuff you cannot see. That makes sense, yeah. So like, I wonder if this is causing extra performance overhead being so large like this. Whoa. You know, the fact that it stretches all the way over here, like is it technically less performant if it's stretching way over here than if it was to stretch like in a small little square around it? Which obviously it wouldn't look right if it was just a small little square, but wondering if all this water, well, that looks kind of nice. It like refracts through water like this. But I'm sure you know what I mean. The material takes that into account. That makes sense. Optimized at a distance. So there's got to be a way to just like get rid of that. Yeah, because I don't want this big old hole in the water. Let's see. I'm sure it says it in the documentation here. She wants back in again. Come on. Let's be reasonable here. Got a spot. Need you to stick to it. No, you can't sit right on the keyboard. Whatever. Just sit there, I guess. No. Girl. Can't lay on the keyboard. Oh, lay down. Lay there. Lay there. Yeah, I need to turn off this exclusion volume. I don't need it. I guess it's just not possible to turn off. Delete the water body exclusion volume actor from your level outliner, is what Gemini's AI overview at the top of Google says. That sounds not real. Yeah, I don't think that's real. It's been a while since I used the Unreal Water, so I cannot remember. That's all right. I'm sure I'll find an answer here. If not, I'll just need to make the exclusion like very tiny, I guess. The water zone, delete that? No, I already tried doing that. That's all right. What in the world? Okay, I see what's happening here.
Fake water. Yep, that makes sense, I guess. You could just go with it and make an island with a single palm tree or whatever as the start zone. Not wrong. I could definitely do that. Like, doesn't need to just be like a platform, you know? Screw it. Let's go ahead and try that. So in that case, I'm going to need to look into terrain. Terrain. Landscape. Seems like what it's called. Creating landscapes. Okay. Unreal 5 is capable of creating massive terrain-based worlds using its suite of powerful terrain editing tools. Use the landscape tool to create immersive outdoor terrain pieces that are optimized to maintain playable frame rates across multiple different devices. You can create your landscape using the following methods. Any of the following methods. Create a new landscape height map from scratch using the in-engine landscape tool. Import a landscape height map created previously in Unreal Editor or created through external tools. Create your own format for importing landscapes. Okay, so I'm not doing my own format, but probably just use the landscape tool then. Alrighty. Before you can create a landscape, you must open the landscape tools from the main toolbar and click select mode, then select landscape. Okay. I did that. You can also press Shift 2 on your keyboard to change to the landscape tool at any time. Good to know. The first time you open the landscape tool, you will automatically be taken to the Manage Mode tab. If you do not have any other landscape actors currently in your level, you'll be prompted to create one. In the Landscape Manage mode, you can create new landscapes and modify existing landscapes and their components. Cool. So I think we're already on the new. Yep, new. If your level already contains one or more landscapes, the Landscape tab will look different. The Landscape Editor section will display a drop-down menu with the selection tool visible. From this drop-down menu, you can select the landscape to work with. Okay, so we do not. I have to click new? No, it's already on new. You can create a new landscape from scratch from the new landscape section of the landscape tool panel. Okay. That's where we're at. In the main viewport, there should be a preview of the new landscape you are setting up, which should look like the following. Yep, it does look like this. Landscape actors can move, rotate, and scale like any other actor. Okay. You can assign a material to your landscape when you create it. To do so, select an appropriate material in the content browser, and then assign it in the new landscape section. I don't suppose there's already like some default basic like landscape. It's probably, I have to actually put a regular material on here. Maybe like dirt. Landscape, dirt, why didn't that come up when I typed landscape? Interesting. Okay, it just highlights anything that has landscape in it. It's not actually bringing up landscape to the top. It seems like these are brushes. Escape dirt material. That doesn't seem right.
dirty material. Got it. I see. Okay, well, doesn't seem like there's an actual landscape material that I'm going to be able to use here. Just leave it blank for now. Good idea. I'll do that. For more information about landscape materials, see landscape material blending. We'll open that in a new tab. Almost out. When you're ready to create your new landscape, click the Create button in the lower right corner of the Landscape tool panel. The landscape will appear in the viewport as a flat plane. If you assigned a material to it, it will appear in the material applied. If not, it will use the level editor's default material. All right. Well, let's just create then, I guess. Maybe it should be a lot smaller. Now that I think about it, I don't think it needs to be this big. Can I hit Control Z? Is that a thing? Oh, sick. Okay. Like, we probably want like a little island, right? Should it be like a little island, like 7 by 7, or like a kind of little island, like 15 by 15, you know, something to like get your bearings and move around. Maybe like something, what's 31 by 31? Oh, that's probably a little too big. 31 by 31. I like 15. Let's do 15 by 15. I feel like 7 by 7 is just a little bit too small. Or maybe not, I don't know. Maybe 15 by 15 is too big. This does look pretty big. We'll go 7 by 7 for now. This is probably fine. You can add and remove sections later on. Okay, cool. Ooh, is there collision by default? Hopefully there is. Oh, look at that. Okay. Yep, probably gonna need something bigger than the 7 by 7, I think. We'll go with the 15 by 15 to account for like maybe like a small little mountain thing, I guess, or I don't know. Maybe like a mountain behind you from where you start, so that it kind of signals that you got to go that way or whichever way the mountain's not. I'm using the term mountain very loosely, more like a foothill. Yeah, because this does have to account for the part that's like in the water as well. Oh, in that case, maybe the landscape should be a lot bigger, so that it looks a bit more seamless as it goes into the water. It's like there'll be a part in the center that's like really sticking up, and that's the island itself, and then this just like really juts downward into the water. Have you been claiming the bi-weekly free assets on Fab? I have not. I keep forgetting to do that. That is a great idea. Let me pull that up. Is there something good right now?
Platformer 8 Underworld. Okay, like a little dungeon thing. Nice platformer assets pack right now. Yeah, look at that. Okay, looks pretty cool. Get that. Ah. Forgot Epic never remembers my login for some reason. Gosh. Gotta check my my email for the code. Same. Yeah, I don't like why even log in or like have it saved if I just got to keep logging in every time. Okay, we'll hit professional because that is also free. Failed to challenge CAPTCHA. Please try again later. What? Okay, well, it's working now. The dev of that pack has a ton of other packs in different styles. Really? Okay. Here, let me go back and claim the other one real quick. Oh, wait. I don't want to reopen the purchase tab. What the heck? Let's claim the other one before I forget. I don't think I'll ever use this, but sure. It's free. Advanced Phone System V3. That's definitely what I'm looking for. Thank you, Same T Store, for that free asset. I'll take that. Back to Fab. IT Happy. Okay. Wow, yeah. There are a lot of assets here. This vegetation pack looks nice. I think that kind of fits in the theme as well. Like the visual theme. I don't think these are textured. Like, it's a lot of work put together. But maybe some of the simpler stuff I could probably just throw together in Blender as well without a texture. Maybe not like these palm trees, though. These palm trees look pretty good. Like some of the basic trees, for sure. These pines, for sure. It looks good. I like the palm trees. Palm trees look really nice. It's like a military pack. There's a furniture pack. There's a whole bunch of packs, like city packs, weapon packs, animal packs. These are neat. Underwater platformer pack looks neat.
Oh, you know what? I've definitely looked at some of these products before. Remember I looked at this this like Mega City pack at 1.2. Back when I had many different like little game ideas. I thought like a little crazy taxi clone would be kind of fun. I was just like looking at packs just for fun. Not that I was really gonna buy them or like even make that project, but this was one of those ones I was looking at. Was the Mega City pack here. Food pack. Simple pack. I have to save this guy's page. Thought there was a way to like follow them directly on the Fab store, but maybe not. Probably just save it as a bookmark. Just do like a assets folder for bookmarks. Save that in there. Oh yeah, I wanted to search free. What are all the free ones you got? You can wishlist individual items, but not devs. That makes sense. Oh yeah, that's funny. I've already got a couple things from them wishlisted. One was that Mega City pack. And the Space Station pack too, for some reason. I don't remember why I was looking at the Space Station one. But it's in my wish lists. Okay, free. Christmas pack is free. Inferno World is free. And the Cartoon City pack is free. At least one of them is. Oh, it's got some palm trees in it. Probably use like a palm tree from this little free pack. Add that to my library. Yeah, I'll download this pack here. Maybe just add the palm tree. Source.zip. The actual FBX files. Well, it seems like I can just download the project itself, like the Epic Games project. I'll save that for a little bit later. Let's actually get a hang of the landscape here. Okay. Once you press the create button, you should have something that looks similar to the following. Yep, I do. You can now start to sculpt or paint to your liking. Got it. Okay. Okay. Landscape materials, a reference guide to landscape materials and how to use them with your terrain. Unreal Engine provides several landscape-specific material blueprint nodes that can help improve the textures of your landscape. You could use the nodes alongside any other material in UE. Landscape materials operate as a blend between multiple layers, where painted
Blend weights control the influence of each layer. Each layer is identified by a case insensitive name that gets used in one of the landscape specific material nodes. The nodes allow the material to access a specific weight map of a specific target layer. To be paintable, the layer needs to be created and associated with a landscape layer info asset. Okay. For more information, see target layers. Okay, so another link to another page with information. Importing landscape data. And let's just keep reading on the materials. In the blueprints editor, the material graph determines how the weights are interpreted to achieve the blended result. The blending method defines how the landscape uses those weights in the final result. There are two possible blending modes, weight blending and alpha blending. You can use these methods together to create different effects, such as snow on top of your grass and dirt layers. Okay, weight blending assigns a value between 0 and 1 to each layer of the material, which corresponds to a percentage value. Landscape paint tools ensure that the weight value of all weight blended layers does not exceed 1. The excess value is removed, and the other layers scale down appropriately so that a total of 100% remains. Okay. When one layer is painted to 100%, the weight values for all other layers are 0%. Okay, that makes sense. Assigns each layer an alpha percentage. Okay, alpha blending, yeah. Assigns each layer an alpha percentage between 0 and 100. If your material graph is set up for ordered blending, this method respects the order in which the layers are applied. The alpha layer exists separately from the other weighted layers so that when the alpha layer weight increases, the other existing layer weights decrease. Okay, so kind of the same concept as the weight. Landscape. Oh gosh. Landscape specific material nodes. Inside the material editor, there are several specific nodes that you can use with the landscape system. You can find these nodes by right-clicking and searching the context-sensitive menu, or by searching in the palette menu. Okay. Landscape layer blend node. The landscape layer blend node blends together multiple per layer values, such as texture samples or materials. Layers with higher blend weights have more influence on the blended result. To add a new layer, click the plus icon. It says in the details panel. I'm not sure if it's talking about like the material, when I have the material selected, maybe. I think it's the details for the actual material editor. Now that I think about it. Yeah, it is the details for the material editor specifically. Okay. Oh god, sorry. I keep yawning. Also, I'm not sure why this is all like blacked out now. It's because I'm in the landscape mode. No. That is weird. And I was not paying attention to when this all turned black here. Or I'd know what caused it. Is it the landscape just being here? Is that it? If I like delete it, does that change anything? No. No, that does not change anything. Okay, well, I'm not sure what the problem is here, so I'm just gonna go. Okay. Well, it seems fine now. Oh, this is the main menu, isn't it? What the heck? Okay. This is the main menu. I'm gonna bring this in here. Just real small. Oh, is that how you get rid of it? You just like cross them over like that? Oh no, it still creates a little exclusion zone whether it's crossed over or not. Okay. That's funny. So this exclusion zone, which I wish I could. Can I highlight all of these at the same time? No, I cannot. Let's bring the exclusion zone over here underneath our Slimesy. All right, Mr. Slimesy. Getting a water-free zone right underneath you. Sure, that works for now. This is the main menu. I think I'd like to put the actual water somewhere else. Maybe let's do like we'll do another map that's just like intro map or something like that, you know? So I'll grab all this stuff, grab that and grab that, copy that, do another level, intro map. Maybe map, I don't know. Map 0. Over here, Control V, boom. Levels can be loaded inside of other levels. You could make a blank level with just the water island stuff and later add it to the gameplay level. Add add it into the gameplay levels as a background. Okay, interesting. I think you might have mentioned that previously, that levels can be loaded inside other levels. I completely forgot about that. It's probably not a bad idea, so it doesn't have to like load a new water asset every time. So levels themselves are essentially just like their own blueprints, which makes sense. Okay, so let's go landscape. Create. Oh, it was okay. When I messed with the height map, that's what like really messed up the water here. What is that? The water gets attached to the landscape. It does. It will need to be refreshed. That's all. Okay. Okay. Let's get to landscape. Wait, does the landscape have collision? I put a player start. Is that gonna... Let's get out of landscape mode. Let's go into selection mode. Yeah, landscape's got collision. Cool. Let's maybe bring this down like here and then like sculpt the mountain or the landscape upward. So I'm going to need something flat. No, not that flat. It'd be cool if there was like I could set like a ceiling for it, you know? Like if I held it down, it only goes up to like a certain level. Maybe if I just like make this bigger, maybe that'll be kind of more what I'm desiring. Oh. Yeah, something like that. That's probably fine. Flatten tool. Yeah. Flatten. Okay. That makes sense. Oh. Yeah. Bring that back down. We'll go to sculpt. Just like center it here. Maybe something smaller than that. Press size to like here, maybe. Okay. Well, in this case, Let's get that back down flat. Might need to bring the landscape down even farther. Oh, that's flat. Okay. Go ahead and selection. There's, okay. There's a W. Oh, it's over here. I'm gonna bring that down like much farther. I really need it to like down far. So that it looks like it's like realistically part of the land going down into the seafloor. Landscape. I swore there was a way to like snap the view directly upward like this, but can't remember what it is. Oh, that's flattened. Needs sculpt. Okay, not far off from what I was thinking. Obviously, not like this, but I mean, just as far as it looking like it's coming from the water, like you can't see the bottom of it or the edges of it, which is what I want. Bring that tool strength down a bit. So what happens if I well, that's not what we want. Could have swore there was like a refresh button, refresh nodes. What the heck was that? Yeah, that's what it looks like when you hit play. I don't know what's going on here. Delete the water and then re-add it. Okay. There's 2 water zones here. I don't know if maybe that's the issue, but yeah, let's delete that. Delete. Am I starting like inside the, where's the player start? Oh yeah, what the heck? Interesting. Well, I wonder if, can I just bring that water back and then bring the player start up? I wonder if that was causing a problem. Yep. That was the problem. Okay. Yeah, it did look weird. I don't know why I wasn't like falling. Like it was hitting a collision on something while inside there. Bring. Oh, I did not like when I moved the landscape up and down. Also, your stream is getting freezy when you hit play. Really? So weird. It looks fine in my dashboard viewer. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Run T max FPS in the editor console. Okay. T dot max FPS 60. Oh my gosh. Very noticeable. I'm gonna put it up to 90. Maybe just like at my monitor's refresh rate. Here, I'm gonna put it as high as I'd like it to be and see if that still causes a problem. Because it might be trying to render frames that my monitor is not even outputting. All right, is it still glitching? Does it still look glitchy now? Like it was before? Because if it is, then I'll lower it down more. Seems good? Okay, cool. Yeah, so it was rendering frames that my monitor wasn't even like outputting. So I put it at 165 because my monitor refresh rate is like 164 point something, or maybe like 163 point something, whatever it is. So I just have it at 165. You know, a little toasty in here. Leave the heater up too high. Put that down. That's what my hoodie's for. Keep myself warm. Okay. All right, so I feel like maybe I'll need more landscape polygons in this. It looks a little jagged, but maybe it's just because it's such a hard, steep drop off right here. Maybe if it's smoother, it won't really be as noticeable. So we'll try that first. I'm gonna try to make it smoother before I try like raising or lowering resolutions here. Yeah, it does not want to be moved around. The landscape doesn't like that. Let's just raise that up. Be like a smooth. That's funny. Yeah, that fixed that little jaggedness pretty easily. Let's bring that down a bit. Oh, that's gonna just lower it. Okay, so maybe get some sculpting. Oh, that is, let's turn that strength down. That's way too quick. Maybe the size down as well. It's a very big size. Like this is not the right way to sculpt out an island, but for some reason it just intuitively feels more sense to have it sculpt up rather than sculpting everything down. For me, I should say, at least. All that up here. I need like to. Oh yeah, I don't know what's happening here with the ramp. What does a race do? Yeah, that's not what we want. Sculpt this up a little more. Maybe I can put the strength up just a little bit. Need more of a shoreline. This is more of like a ridge, you know? Be like a flatten. Not what I want there. You know, this might be a little too far down. This might be a little too far down. I might need to redo the landscape here. Yeah, I think I'm going to start over. Delete this landscape. And I'm going to delete. We have to be in selection. I'll just hit the delete key. Oh, it didn't like that. Where are there two water zones? I feel like there's not supposed to be two water zones. I don't remember there being two like that before. Maybe there are. Maybe there are supposed to be two water zones. And it just does not like... Yeah, it does not like it when I delete the landscape. Which seems weird. Like I just has to stay here now that I've made it. Maybe I have to make a new one. Do 31 by 31. Okay. Just making a new one, fixed it. Selection. Landscape. Just bring that down. I feel like it can be far down. It just... Oh, that's the exclusion. Okay. Yeah, that's probably a better option here. Need to put it far down enough to where I can't see the edge from up here. But it needs to be big enough so that it can create like a space in the center that is able to come up and have like a shoreline that goes down into the water. Make this bigger. I think I gotta increase the strength. Maybe the size as well. Okay. Seems like a good sized island. A little smoothness. Oh no, not a race. I want like Latin? No. They still want like a shoreline, you know? Erosion? What does erosion do? Oh. It's kind of neat. Hydro? Oh, dang. Yeah, it seems like smooth is going to be my best bet in creating like a shore that like believably goes down into the water. I feel like there should be a lot more sticking out here. Not sticking out, but the shore drop off probably shouldn't be as deep. All right, so I may just need to Command Z a little bit farther back to where it's flat again. Oh. All right, that's about what I wanted. Redo. Yeah, put that down there. All right. That's going to have to be bigger than I'm anticipating. So that way it has more of a section that I can push back down. So let's make that probably pretty dang big. That's the biggest that it goes? Is the biggest that it goes, isn't it? Brush fall off, maybe. No, maybe. Did that get moved back up? Redo, move elements. Yeah, bring that back down. Maybe I should make the fall off a little bit lighter. Or greater, actually, I think is what I'm looking for. Oh. I can just click here, can I? Okay. Maybe I would just bring all this. Oh my gosh. Oh, he's probably still smooth it. Hmm. Okay, it's looking a little more like an island with some smoothed out shores, you know, like a little ridge right here in the back. He's just rolling because
It's not a flat surface. Let's kind of flatten this. Oh. Okay, I think the strength on that is way too high. Total strength. Bring that down. And maybe smooth it from like here. Oh. Strength is crazy. On top of the world. Maybe put like a little collectible back here or something. I don't know. You know? Although you can see the edge right here. It's a little too much. Is there like a reverse? Because like I know I can sculpt upward, but can I push downward? I reverse the strength? No. See, I like this island, but I don't like that you can see the edge right here. I don't suppose like erase is what I'm looking for. No, that's brush fall off, like maxed. No. Oh, that's not bad, actually. That really doesn't look that bad. Maybe like bring this down a little bit more. Brush size. Fall off. Strength. Oh. Make that a bit bigger. We flatten this just a little bit. Like a little section right there. Yeah, like a little collectible or something right here, like a little shack, little hut, or an outhouse or something. I don't know. Just a little thing right there. Be cool. Here I go. Picking up speed. Oh. That's funny. There's just collision. That makes sense. That's what it was bumping into. I was like, why is the slime colliding with something? It was colliding with the actual water. I want to bring the water up a little bit. Selection, water, you like here. I feel like maybe this is too gradual of an incline. And maybe this, like here. Well, there's a little island right here. Is the island too big? Maybe. Might be just a little bit too big. Don't suppose I can just like scale it down, right? Probably not. Nah, not too big. Okay. That's good. Cool. We've got an island. My little ridge back here kind of disappeared.
Bring it back up. Oh. Yeah, little thingy right here, I guess. I don't know. You just got to come up with a theme and some interesting level ideas, and you have a game, right? I think that's really the ticket to getting this thing completed. And just make some like little palm trees. But why is the slime on the beach? That is the question. Who knows? It's something I'll have to figure out. It does seem like this style of gameplay lends itself to more of like an outdoor setting. Probably don't want to make like an indoor style platformer. What better type of outdoor area than a beach? Yeah. Maybe a couple extra hills down here, you know? Just here and there, rather than just being a big old open thing. Maybe like a small little sand mound there, or sand mound here or something. Try that. Sand mound. Sand mound. Sand mound. Maybe just weather it a little bit or erosion it. Maybe make that smaller. Maybe these little hills should be a little bit closer to the back there. Maybe like, you know, sand mound. I don't know. I'd have to like look at some actual beaches. Probably shouldn't just be like completely flat though.
Yeah, looks like a little beachy island, I guess. Be more of a connecting section to this ridge. What's noise do? Okay. Let's see what it's going for here. I played A Hat in Time. No, I haven't. I think I've seen like trailers and promos for it, but no, I haven't played it. Is that something you'd suggest? Okay, have to check it out. I'm thinking gameplay elements from it could be inspiring for your game. Okay. Yeah. In that case, I'll definitely take a look at it. Where's the landscape for this island? I think this is pretty good. I think it works. And just, you know, have the level go out probably in that direction over there. Maybe have like floating platforms you have to like make your way through. See, I'm wondering if they should just be like just straight up platforms, or if it could be like a boat or a pier that goes off, or a buoy or something, you know? Or they can just be just floating platforms. Not entirely sure. That's the part I'll have to put my noggin towards a little more intensely going forward now, since I feel like we've got pretty much all of the mechanics dialed in. So yeah, the theme, some levels, and got ourselves a game here. All right. Of course, she wants back in now. Save on this. Save all. All right. Well, I think I am going to call it here for tonight. Maybe actually try to get a couple things done before it hits midnight like last time. I streamed like all the way to midnight last week. So maybe end it a little bit earlier this night. I can get a few things done before work tomorrow. But yeah, I'll be on next week, and I'm going to try to put on my thinking cap for the next week or so, just trying to figure out where I should take the theme and the gameplay elements from here. And I'll see if I can check out A Hat in Time in the meantime, get some more inspiration, like you said, and just some other
maybe some other games as well, just to dial in exactly how I want the level flows and layouts to be. But yeah, well, I appreciate you hanging out, and anyone that stopped by or watches the stream or VOD later on, always appreciate you. Hope you have a good week. Hope everyone has a great week. Take care of yourselves. Stay healthy, stay hydrated, drink water, do all the good stuff. And I will catch y'all next time. Appreciate you. Take care.